whoop. Okay, guys, a couple things. Number one, this is a launch day. So before we even get started on like the to-dos and the must-dos today and just things that are going to help move the needle forward, couple like check-ins. We're going to do a mindset check-in here. But like, hello, get your energized, put on some music where you're at. I can't play music on this because I'm trying to record it. So I can't have that also as part of it, as part of the video, because YouTube will flag me. So you guys need music on in the background. You need to change your state. If today you're like, I'm in a funk, I don't feel good. You know what? Here's what you're going to go do. You're going to go press play on a 6:45 workout and like go do the dang thing, right? Like for me, my alarm was set at 5 a.m. because last night I went to bed and I was like, tomorrow's a launch day. So heck yeah, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. Heck yeah, I'm going to get my pack right away. Heck yeah, I'm going to sample one of the workouts and I'm going to get my place, my body and my mind in a state. If your mind's not in a state, your body needs to move. You need to do something different versus just sitting there. I challenge you to stand up and do the power hour, go outside and do the power hour, right? Make yourself another energize if you need it, but mindset check. I've already been noticing. And so this is actually a slide I literally just added because I've already noticed it in multiple places, whether it's in our Emerald push thread, not thread, but group, whether it's in message threads, whether it's on the team, I don't know where, but there's all over the board. I'm seeing it today and I'm seeing toxic mindsets that we're allowing in. And I say toxic, you guys, because it just is. It's not good for you. It's not good for the team. It's not good for the needle moving forward. Like it's just not good. And so a couple of things today that I want you to ask yourself before you post in a thread, before you post on a page, before you post on your stories, right? Before you go anywhere, I want you to ask yourself before you use your words to think, is it true? What you're saying, I've heard words today like that's impossible. I've heard coaches on our team say that's hard or I can't. And I've already heard those words and those words break my heart because while they may sound true to you, they're not true. And so we have to ask ourselves, is what I'm about to say, is what I'm about to post, is what I'm about to share in a thread actually true? Or is it my perception of truth in this moment, right? And if it's not true, or your perception of truth might be a little skewed because of mindset, right? Then we have the choice not to say it. You know what I'm saying? Every time I enter into our team page or into message threads, I have to think before I speak because my words are powerful and so are yours, right? We also have to ask ourselves, is this helpful? Is what I'm about to share helpful for others? Is it also helpful for me? Is it inspiring? When I get on my stories, am I inspiring other people or am I just bringing like a blah day here? This is a day that you want to be inspiring people, right? Is it necessary? Sometimes I ask myself, is it necessary to actually say that out loud? Sometimes the answer is no. And you just have to like not say those words, right? Like saying, oh, I really hate not, fill in the blank. You don't have to say that sometimes, right? Sometimes we can just not say it. And then is it kind? And a lot of times, yes, it's kind to others, but is it kind to yourself? Right? And so before you like enter into these pages, into these places today, your mindset has to be right because we're going to talk to our teams. We're going to talk to our challengers. We're going to talk to anybody who's been missing in action. We're going to be talking to new people. And if you're not speaking truth, true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, kind words, and if you're not actually feeling that inside, it's going to come across completely off. I can read through a screen how off our team has been today. And that's why I'm starting with this. That's why I'm starting with this. Okay. I want you to remember that the other side of this power hour, the other side of me challenging you to send 100 sample workout links out, the other side of the invite is more community. We all, if I asked you to raise your hand, who wants more community? I guarantee you all would pop your hands up. The other side of this power hour is more choices. The other side is more accountability for you. The reason I'm able to start and finish programs, and I know so many of you are able to start and finish programs, is because you know there's other people counting on you. And if you feel like you struggle starting and finishing a program, you have to ask yourself, are you bringing enough people on where you feel a deep responsibility to finish what you've started? For me, it's not a question. I will finish what I start because I owe it to you and I owe it to me. The other side of those power hours, more confidence, more confidence. More confidence that you sent the stinking invite, more confidence that you moved the needle forward, more confidence when that person ends up, remember yesterday, not making penny choices, but we're making like $50 investments every time we send that invite. More confidence and more income, okay? So on that note, this is what we're gonna do today. It starts with me. If you haven't gotten your 645 pack yet, I don't care if you're watching this live or doing the replay with us later, but make sure that you get your pack, okay? And share about it. Share about it in your feed, share about it in your stories, share about it in a way that feels good to you. And don't forget to ring the bell and share about it on the team page, right? To be included in our raffle. Okay, we're also going to talk to the people who are already at our table. Coach launches are an awesome opportunity to make sure that our inactive coaches can go active again or get some skin back in the game. I see it time and time again. Launches are what change coaches' businesses. That's it. And who am I to decide whether someone is ready or not ready to have their life transformed through a launch? I just have to offer the platter, right? It's up to everybody else if they want to take from it. Okay, we're going to make sure that people are educated. We're going to make sure that all of our groups have ring the bell posts in there, incentives. And then we're going to really look at who our inactive coaches are and our MIA challengers who could maybe benefit from getting back in the game. And then we're going to end this by inviting new people who try the sample workout out and invite more people to try the sample. Here's the deal. The first little pocket is really important on a launch day, but those are penny investments. Just like last night we learned about on our team call, those are penny investments. So we're going to actually spend very quick time making sure our posts are intact and things like that. But what I want you to spend the bulk of this power hour doing is talking to more people. Talking to more people. If you feel stuck today, if you don't feel excited because you already had people ready to purchase a pack and upgrade to coach and join the team, it's because you didn't do your work on the front end to invite more people. And guess what? Good news. Today's day one of coach launch. We have a lot of time. We have 2 weeks until customers launch and even another week until we dive in for day one. So we have 3 weeks to just keep spreading the word. So if you feel like, oh man, I'm behind today, you're not. You're not. Today's the day that you're going to start really massively sending out invites to people to try the sample. Okay. So block one, touch base with team. Make sure that you have a post in your team page. Consider doing a fun raffle or giveaway. If you don't have a team page, but you have a thread, make sure that you get your personally sponsored coaches in on that thread, right? And let them know to bring the energy back to the team page, because the more that people are bringing the energy there, the coaches that maybe aren't part of those threads or aren't as integrated into the community are going to see that we've got something special going. Okay. And then you can also, you can also send an email to new coaches with all the info for 645 and letting them know that it is also now available. So you'd go to your coach online office, sponsorship drill down, and email. So I'm going to give us 5 minutes and we are going to touch base, make sure our team is taken care of. And then I'll be back to tell you the next part. All right, that's 5 minutes. So hopefully our teams are connected with, and we're going to move on now to our clients and our bod groups. So make sure that you have a post up in your current challenge group talking about upgrading to coaching, right? A lot of times people have a perception of what coaching is and is not, and they see it in a one size fits all manner. So it's our job to educate people that our team is literally filled with all different women in all different stages of life, all with different interest levels in how they coach themselves and coach others, right? And so educate your sisterhoods, your bod groups. Also, you can email people about the new program and the discount option. Today I threw in, if you join before Sunday, that I would throw in a 10-pack of Energize. Now, in my personal email, I didn't talk about the fact that they have to upgrade to coach, but if they come back to me and they are interested, that's going to be the conversation that I navigate next. I'm going to say, okay, cool. Just so you know, right now is the coach launch period, and then give them the spiel about coaching themselves, about the discount, about the community, about all those things, right? And then if they do end up coming back and saying, you know what, no, I don't think I really want that right now, then this is great. It's great news, because now you have somebody to add to your July 19th follow-up list, because then you can set them up with a link on July 19th, right? So the best thing is if they come back and they say, yes, I'm in, cool, ride that momentum and that excitement with them, and then get them into, get them plugged in as soon as you can. All right, so I'll give us 5 more minutes and I'll be back. Okay, moving on. Next chunk, block 3. We're gonna get intentional. So this is where we make a master list, literally pen to paper, write it down, right? So that way you can go through and you can check this off. You're going to list out all of your inactive coaches for sure, but I like to also look, because some coaches are active for me, but like on pen and paper, on, in the back office, they're active, but they might not be active in the community, right? So I want to make sure that I'm really reaching out to those people. This is an awesome time too, to really look at, how they're doing, to really just reconnect. So because these launches happen often, I know that I just really reached out to my MIA inactive coaches for cookies and creamy, like that literally just happened. So I don't want to go in there if the last time I reached out was like, buy this product or this just launched. I don't want to say that again, especially if they never replied. I might want to come in and simply just ask them, hey, you've been on my mind this week. How are you doing? Hey, I'd love a check-in. How's everything been going? What program have you been doing lately, right? And then also on the list, I want you to add any customers who you think would benefit from the discount. Maybe they've been on Shakeology the entire year and it'd be time for them to start getting a discount. Maybe they benefit from more community. And maybe they're doing what you do and they're coaching others already in your bod group without even really realizing it. These people all need to go on the list. I like to go to bod groups and then look at the participant list, and that kind of helps jog my memory. And I'll also look at past groups. So you can go back to 9-week control freak. And just remember, just because they're not logging doesn't mean they're not active. I just have had a coach, Tanya, who joined today. She upgraded to become a coach today. You guys, she started with 9-week control freak. She hasn't posted or logged a single thing for any of you to see. You wouldn't know her left from right. She's lost 20 plus pounds with 9-week control freak since the year began. She looks incredible. She feels incredible. And it was a natural progression for her to upgrade. I only know this though, because I kept checking in with her because I wasn't seeing her in the group, right? So make sure that you're checking in with those people. Look at your coach sneak peeks that you've done. Go back through your tracker. Who have you invited to coaching in the last couple months that said they were interested, but it wasn't the right time? Put them on the list. And also on this list, anyone that got the sample workout last week, put them on the list. We're just going to make a list right now. And I'll actually give us a little bit more than 5 minutes to do this because I want you to make sure that this list is intentional so that when I give you these scripts here in a second of how to reach out to these people, you're ready for that. Okay, so list. Don't reach out, just make the list. All right. Hopefully we've got some good lists going and you can continue to add through this list. Remember what I said at the top of this power hour, you guys, this is the beginning. Like, so all of these things that I'm doing with you today are things that you can continue to do throughout the entire month of July, right? This is not a one and done sort of thing. So if you started making your list and your memory gets jogged or there's new people to add to the list as the month goes on, amazing, keep growing it. So we're gonna send out one-on-one invites. So all those MIA coaches, MIA challengers, you're just popping in and checking in on them. Okay, I will put these scripts in the chat so that you can make it sound like you. This is also powerful as a voice memo, right? You can just pop in and voice memo this too. And then active challengers, anybody who is rocking their journey, who you think would be amazing at upgrading to coach, here is something you can say to them, okay? You can let them know. I don't know if you've seen my emails and posts lately about the newest workout, but I just want to let you know that it launched today for coaches and anyone who wants to upgrade. It's going to be a great way to challenge ourselves over the next few months, and I'd love for you to do it with me. I know you've been rocking 9-week control freak. I know you've been loving Shakeology. I know you've been cheering everybody on in our bod group. Like, I don't know what that is, right? But you do. And I just think you'd love, love, love being a part of our coach community. Have you ever considered diving into coaching others? Or have you ever considered diving in and joining our team, right? Like anything, at the end, open that up to a question. And if they're like, no, I definitely cannot coach others, this is where you coach them and you see the potential before they do, right? That's where you can teach people, oh my gosh, but you're actually already doing like all the things I do. You're in our bod group cheering everybody on. You're posting on your social media, or you're tagging me in your stories. I don't know what that is, right? You're rocking your journey, and that's like the foundation. And so you can always combat those hesitations when they don't maybe feel like they're ready by pointing out the things that they already are doing. Okay, so there's a couple of things that you can put in your pocket. And so let's take some time right now, start on your list. Actually, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna give you the next part too. Anybody on your list that was the sample workout, here's something you could send them. I don't know if you've seen, but the full program I sent you a sample of is officially out. You got a taste of it, but I'd love for you to dive in and be a part of my VIP test group. Talk to me. Could you see yourself doing that program after trying it out? I got my pack today and I'd love to do it together. What do you think? Right? So these are all the people you're sending the sample to. So today, I was chatting with another coach and she was having a hard time coming up with some sort of scripting. You guys, I hate saying scripting nowadays because literally this is just how I would talk to somebody about anything, right? I'm not sending like a robotic script out. So you can judge this to sound like you, right? Absolutely. But for me, it's not about having this perfect script of wowing them in an invite. Quite frankly, it's not even about me. It's about them. And so the first step right now is not to send out mass amounts of invites, but it's about how do you get the sample in more hands, right? And the sample is super simple, right? So I'm going to give you a script for that. Here's a couple of options for people to invite them to try the sample workout. So if you don't have enough people yet to follow up with because you didn't get enough samples out or you got through that list rather quickly, that's fine. That's totally fine. I actually am already finished following up with all my sample workout people. So now what do I need to do? I need to send out more of these, invite people to try the sample out, right? Thanks so much for being such a bomb follower. I'd love to send you a free workout that just dropped. It's so good. And I think you'll love it too. Would you like to try it? Or can I send you the link, right? And ending with a question. This is to anybody, any of your followers, any of your friends. Hey there, not sure if you've seen my posts or stories lately, but I'm obsessing over this new program that released today, and I have a sample of it. I'd love to send it your way. Would you like for me to shoot you the link? Let me know, friend, right? So this can be for story watchers, but this can be for literally anybody in your follower and friend list, okay? So that's really the end of what we need to do. So we're gonna spend the last like 20 minutes of this power hour getting these messages out, okay? Filling up your notebook with conversations, yeah? Because remember what we said at the very beginning of this, what you're doing right now is the confidence that will come later. It's the growth of your team that comes later. It's the income progression that comes later. It's the hitting your rank goals or what that comes as a result of this stuff. So we're going to spend the last 20 minutes having a lot of conversations. Okay. All right, I got one more little nugget to wrap up our hour together. The extra time, and let me backpedal a second. When I sit down to do things like this, I know one of the things we've talked about a lot lately, especially when we have these guest speakers on, and you guys, it's such a beautiful thing because it offers me an insight that I don't normally see when I see your questions for them. And when they ask where you're struggling in specific areas, it offers me a perspective to see exactly where our team's struggling. And time again, there's this recurring struggle, I feel like, where we get off task, right? Like where it's like, well, I know I'm supposed to invite, but I end up scrolling social media for an hour, right? And then I don't know where the time went, and then I never invited anybody. And so when I sit down to do this intentional time, this is not time where I'm going to go love on, my bod group, or where a notification goes off over on Instagram that Susie posted. So I'm going to go check out her post, and then I get caught up there. And then, oh, all of a sudden my Facebook Messenger went off, and ding, somebody like told me, that they were interested. So I stopped what I was doing and I sent them more info. No, 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 no. This last hour just now, I haven't answered a single message that's come my way. I haven't scrolled social media. I haven't, I'm not like searching. The only time I'm searching is when I'm searching for a new person to message. Yeah. And so how do I do that? I go to my posts, I go to my stories. I go to places where people have their eyes on me, and I know they have their eyes on me. And then if I get to a place where I'm like, okay, people don't have their eyes on me, then maybe I switch platforms. So I was over on Instagram and I sent out a whole bunch of invites over on Instagram, but then I kind of ran out. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go over to Facebook and I'm going to go look at the posts that I've recently shared, because I haven't really been inviting people from those posts. And so it just got me in a new little like, oh, okay, I'm in a new groove, in a new rhythm. And so in these power hours, it's really important that the task is the task you're focused on. All of my notifications are off on my phone. I don't have anything that pops up and tells me anything. The only time I know that there is something going on the team page is when I physically go in the team page and spend my time wisely there. And so for some of us right now, I think we're at a growing pain in our business where it's like, no, I got to get disciplined about what gets my focus. And sometimes checking into a message thread doesn't get your focus when you're trying to move the needle forward on a goal. And sometimes checking into the team page and commenting on something doesn't need to get your focus right now, because those are, like Rachel said last night, penny tasks, right? And I want your goal to start being, how can you do in these little pockets of time like this, more of those big money tasks, right? And the more and more you get good at disciplining yourself for that, and it takes practice, you guys, I'm still practicing how I do that, but I know that staying on slides like this helps me, right? And so if you're like, man, I get all over the place, then what you need to do is you need to go on YouTube or go to our team page and look at all the power hours I've shared with you, and every day press play on one. That way you have someone else telling you what to do, so that you don't start going down the rabbit hole, right? Because I know I do that too. Okay, so this little extra time that you might have today, if you've gotten through this whole list and you feel like really satisfied with the amount of invites you've sent out, and you're like, wow, I feel confident, I feel good what I did in my business today, awesome. I want you to work on posting with purpose. Okay, and it doesn't have to be something you do today. All week long, all the next 2 weeks, really, I'm going to be posting on the team page strategies for this coach launch. So if you haven't checked out the one that I did today, then go do that. That's posting with purpose. It can be on your story. It can be on your feed. But I always want to make sure that what I'm talking about isn't just about me, and I'm not just broadcasting that I make Energize in the morning and I do a workout, because that's like, okay, that's good for you. But I want to be the kind of person that it looks like it'd be so valuable to work with me because I provide a solution to someone's problem. Right? And so you've got to start thinking, what are the problems that people have? Objections, you guys, are problems. So if you hear a lot of people talk about how busy they are, that is an opportunity for you to start talking about the solution, talking about the solution, talking about the solution, right? And finding creative ways to share that. And so story, solution, invite is always a really great method. And your story right now for 645 doesn't have to be about when you first started Beachbody. You could be at a place in your business right now where you need a reset, where you need something fresh. I know I am. I'm at a place right now where I'm like, man, for whatever reason, I don't feel like good in my skin right now. What's that about? I was doing so well. We did ultimate reset. I was doing these things and whatever. So I'm at a new crossroad of a new story. So I don't even have to go back and say, I remember when I was a teacher, or I remember when, I don't have to go back. I can start right now. I haven't been feeling good in my skin lately. Do you think that that would stop someone's scroll? I do, right? And so if you start with a powerful one-liner like that, thinking of a specific feeling or energy that you have, you can then pull from that pain points, your own pain points, but you can also help others relate to the ones that they might be feeling. And then instead of saying like, this is what I did to change, this is what I'm doing to change. And I'd love for you to do this with me. If you've been feeling like how I'm feeling, it's time, right? And so this is the way that even if you're not, even if it's not a past story, even if it's a present struggle, you can still take that and show people how you have a solution. And then the best thing is, now watch me, right? People love a good like Cinderella story. They want to see you win. I want you to start talking to yourself that way. People want to see you win. I want to see you win. Your teammates want to see you win. Your followers want to see you win. Your family wants to see you win. Do you want to see you win? Right? That's what it comes down to. Do you want to see you win? Because everyone here is like cheering for you so hard. But I think if you're like me, we get in our own way, right? I am my worst enemy, flat out. And so but I also know the tools that I have in front of me that help me be that best version of myself. And you have those too. So today, as you're considering, how do you post about 645? What do you say? I'm going to be guiding you through that on the team page. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But I want you to really start thinking about, why are you doing this program? And that's your energy. That's what you talk about every time you get on your stories. And it's okay if you're a broken record. It's okay if you're a broken record, because for what it's worth, this is the same story slideshow that I've done. This is the same slideshow. Just I changed the colors and I changed the background for every launch we've had for the last year. But I guarantee today you found new value in it. It's literally the same thing I've given you for over a year now, every time a program launches. But even you seeing this same slideshow before, it brings new value at this place in your business, at this moment in your life, at this crossroad, and with this particular program. So why not the same with your followers, right? So crafting posts are going to be very important, and talking about where you're going, right? You don't have to be there yet, especially with launches. We haven't done it yet, so we don't have an end destination, but this is where it's really powerful, because the launch isn't just today, it's all the way until the day 90, when you take that final photo after you press play on your final workout, right? People want to see the whole journey so that they can be like, oh my God, I just sat here on my butt and watched her do this thing for 13 weeks. Okay, I'm in, right? And so the launch is actually this entire time. It goes all the way through you starting and completing. Last thing, I had people today say, I can't wait to start this program. And I corrected them. I don't want to see anybody just start the program. Like, that's nice. That's so nice. But any monkey, I could train a gorilla at the zoo to press play. Maybe not. I could get Heather on our team to train a gorilla at the zoo. She's a zoologist, so that's why I say her. I could get her to train a monkey how to press play on 645 and do day 1. We could train a monkey to do that. I always told my students I could train a monkey to push in a chair. Like, I could. The difference is I can't train that monkey to start and go every single day for 13 weeks and get to day 90 and complete it. And so what I'm looking for is women and a tribe that's not about starting something. We're about like finishing it out, right? And that's the power too of this launch, is not just today, but it's how do you continue building momentum and building excitement and energy all the way to day 90, final day of your workout, right? Cool.